Hola, hoy vamos a hablar de la persona. So what do I mean when I say person? This is something I use quite a lot when I teach Spanish. I always say, who's the person? What's the person? And if you haven't been in class with me from day one, you get really confused. You're like, what do you mean? Who's the person? So to clear this up, we're going to just talk through it today. All right, so what is a person? What are people? Well, there are three types of people. We have first, second, and third. And these are things that you have likely heard of before in your life. For example, in a lot of English classes, they'll say, don't use first person in an argumentative essay, right? You want to keep away from those belief statements. But with third person, if you have a guy walking around whose name is Bob and he's going, Bob is cool, Bob is fun, you would say Bob is talking about himself in the third person. So we have first person, and this is me or I, or in the plural set, we. All right, it's the closest thing you can get to yourself. No one can get closer to you than you. So we're talking about first person here. Second person is the person you're talking to. All right, that second person is you or y'all. If I'm facing someone and I'm talking to them, I'm going to refer to them as you. You are listening. And finally, we have third person, and everything else fits under that. He, she, and in Spanish, we have the formal you, like sir, ma'am, the dog, the cat, the horse, and then, of course, all of the plurals of those as well. So speaking of plurals, we can also say singular, plural for each person. So first person singular, first person plural, third person singular, third person plural. And that just means singular is one person, plural is two or more. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's take a quick look at it. So I have this box, and if you know anything about Spanish, you will see these boxes all the time. And actually, that's just really any language. This is how we tend to teach conjugation, which is another video, but this is kind of that baseline. So start here. If you haven't watched conjugation, that's okay. We'll get there. You've come to the right place. So we have our people listed down the sides. We have first, second, and third, and then across the top we have singular and plural. So, like I said, first person is I or we. So first person singular, I, yo. First person plural, meaning two people or a person plus me, nosotros or we. So I would like to make the comment as I go across these, just some notes that are at the bottom here. So anything plus myself, like I just said, something plus me is also we. So it's not just we. If I have the dog and I, the cat and I, my brother and I, those are all going to fit under this first person plural because I am still included, but it's plus another person. Then we have second person, and that is going to be you, the person I'm talking directly to. So to or y'all, vosotros. Now, I will note here as well that y'all, the vosotros is only used in Spain. Or mostly used in Spain, I should say. They will use ustedes in a lot of other countries, or most other countries, but in Spain we'll use vosotros, and it fits really well into our boxes, so I always include it. And finally, third person, él, he, ella, she, usted, that formal you, meaning like sir or ma'am, something you would use in a formal way with somebody who is older than you or more respected than you, things like that. Or the dog, the cat, all of those things are going to fit under this third person here. And then with plural, we have ellos y ustedes. So there's a couple of notes here. First of all, ustedes, like I said, vosotros is not used a lot, especially in Latin American countries. We use ustedes instead. Vosotros, they have the informal you and the formal you, but then they just use ustedes for all of the y'all forms. Ellos is a group of mixed gender, so male and female, or it's a group of males. And ellas is a group of just females. So there's just things to note there as we're going through. And other than that, that about sums up that first, second, and third person. So thank you very much. Gracias para escucharme. And if you still have questions, of course, leave them at the bottom, but I hope that you learned a lot about what a person is and you can move on to the next part in our series. Ciao!